Well, we were students in a one-room classroom, which was a mile from Grandma Foster's home and 2 miles from where I lived. So on good days, I would ride my pony from our farm to Grandma's farm and pick up Betty Jane. Well, this one day, she was clumsy getting up on Pet, the pony, and kicked her in the ribs in the process. Well, Pet got even. She kicked the two of us off the pony. And I never forgave her for that because I wouldn't have fallen off that pony, but she hung on to me. And then other memories about the school itself. Some days, if there were snowbanks, Betty and I would play in the snowbanks on the way home.
Okay.
And Betty spent a lot of time with us, and she would stay overnight because she was living with Grandma, and she was that close to
Yeah.
where we were. And of course, my dad, who loved children, would keep us entertained with all his gimmicks.
Yes.
And when we were in bed, if we were still giggling and it was time to go to sleep, he would get the broom and pretend like he was really going after us. And so that's one of my memories.
Oh, that's
But school itself, it was a very small wooden building with an old-fashioned pot-bellied stove, and it seems to me like the younger children, like for reading class, would sit on benches and read in groups. And very often, the older girls were doing reading lessons with us. You know, they would just listen to us and help us if we got
Stuck on something.
So that was one thing about having grades 1 to 8 all in one room. And one year, when I was in first grade and Betty was in second, that was the only year I was there because we moved after that to Southern California. But we did a Christmas play, and I don't remember the narrative, but I was chosen to be in the big box, which was the Christmas package, the present. And so it came at the end of the program. I popped out of the box, and I really felt like I was something, being able to be the present
cool.
in the box.
Cool. I love that one.
And I was unfortunate enough to be one of the younger ones playing at recess with some of the older kids. And on the farm, the boys didn't get to go to school all the school year because there were farm activities that they needed to do, chores.
Okay.
So they often would go, they would be older than what they would have been because they missed a lot of schooling. So they would be maybe high school age by then, by the time they graduated from 8th grade. Well, we were playing Annie, Annie over. And of course, I had to be, with the big guys. And one of them either knocked me over or maybe I fell and stepped on my shoulder and broke my collarbone. So for about 6 weeks, I was trying to learn to write with my left hand when I could scarcely write with my right hand in first grade. And so that was an adventure.
Oh, that's cool.
And the teacher's name was Miss Claudia, and she was, we liked her.
Yeah.
And one day when Betty and I were walking to school, and there were big snow banks on either side of the road. Well, we passed a neighbor's house, and we had heard the folks say something negative about them. So we thought it would be appropriate to hide their newspaper in the snowbank, which we did. And when we got to school, an older kid, I could have told you his name, Albert somebody, tattled on us. And so we got a switching from the teacher. Betty and I were really pretty good kids, but we were mischievous. And we found ways to get in trouble. But we always learned as we were older that if there was something we really wanted to do, we would pass that through Grandma Foster first, get her approval, and then there's no way we wouldn't be allowed to go.
That's good.
So we were manipulative. And we had such good times together growing up.
That's good.